The Quran, the eternal word of Allah, challenges those who doubt or disbelieve in him to reflect on whose statements they will believe after rejecting the truth. Then in what statement after Allah and his verses will they believe? So, what will you believe after rejecting Allah, especially when it comes to the origin of your existence? Consider this. Do you really believe that the universe came into existence out of nothing? Does this even sound logical to you? How could something emerge from absolute nothingness? Alternatively, if you believe the universe always existed in some form, whatever form it existed, and if it could have a different form, then what caused it to always exist in that specific form? What was the cause that made it begin to change either itself, or cause something to exist after being there for eternity? Why on that specific point? Reflect on this, and you may realize that it is completely illogical for something eternal to begin to change itself, or cause something to exist without an innate capability to will. So it must have an innate will. And when there's a will to cause something to exist, then that eternal force must have the capability and the potential to create or cause something to exist, along with the capability to sustain and evolve, which means changing over time, the thing the eternal force creates. It also must have the ability to choose what to create, which requires innate knowledge of what it can create, which also explains why the universe exists the way it is. And if you believe in that eternal force, then you should find what that force wants from you and why it created you. Allah introduces himself in the Quran as the creator, the one with the capability to create whenever he wills, the designer, the one who causes everything to exist in the way he wills, Al-Qadr, the one who destines everything to their predestination, the all-wise and knowing, and he says he is not a man or a woman, and he is beyond your imagination, so the question of him about he change himself or not is out of the picture, because these are the universal phenomena. He is not anything you observe because anything you observe is dependent on its cause, whereas Allah is an eternal force. It can't be like any creature you see in the universe, be it an animal or a man, as they are all dependent on their causes and have their limitations and are nothing but an after effect of the universe. If you still disbelieve in him, then what and whose statements will you believe after denying the existence of Allah? Do they provide any evidence like the verses of the Quran? What is their origin? And is the one who brings you the message trustworthy, like the noble messenger Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him? Are their statements free from contradictions and changes, unlike the Quran, which has remained unchanged? And lastly, do you really believe it is from that eternal force? If you claim your beliefs come from the eternal Creator, bring them forth, and let us compare them with the Quran. But rest assured, you will never be able to produce anything like it, for the Quran is the divine word of Allah himself. In the end, I urge you to approach the Quran with an open heart, sincerity, and without bias toward those who represent it. Indeed, Allah does not like arrogance, which is the rejecting of the truth, or looking down upon people, and no matter who you are and how much you don't know everything. Remember that what you believe besides Allah is also a belief. Indeed, He is the one who has also created Jannah and Jahannam, the places beyond our universe, so be sure to become sincere because we are going to enter one of those. May you find enlightenment and guidance in your journey of understanding the Quran. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for the latest videos.